All right, well, welcome everybody. Welcome to part one of our flight from Charleston, West Virginia to Albany, New York. Now, if this weather looks familiar, it's because we escaped from Chicago yesterday, and it was just like this. But as I mentioned in my video, this weather was coming here as well. And come here it has. So, we're going to be dealing with rain, obviously. But at the very least, look at the bright side, right? We don't have any snow. I guess that's good. I don't mind snow in terms of aviation challenges. I guess the icing issues can present, but anyway, it's live weather in Charleston is describing 63 degrees and cloudy, although here it's raining. But hey, listen, when it's cloudy out, you're never far from it raining, right? Albany weather is 36 degrees and also mostly cloudy. So we're taking on, the winds are from the northwest at 8 knots. So anyway, enough chatter. Let's get in the cockpit and part one video of our flight from Charleston to Albany, 443 nautical miles, expecting about an hour flight. Ooh, that bounce always freaks me out. All right, first things first, let's fix that camera because, well, we have to. All right, look at the weather. Good Lord. All right, let's go ahead and prep that. Okay. At least we can see enough in here to get started today. Yesterday was a mess. All right, battery.
Charleston clearance delivery Cessna November 34 Bravo Whiskey IFR to Albany ready to copy.
Cessna November 43 Bravo Whiskey is cleared to Albany Airport as filed. Takeoff
Sync our altimeter.
And maintain 7,000 feet.
So what I'm going to... So I'm actually going to abide by the ascent instructions, the climb out instructions. I'm not going to set it ahead or higher than the altitude. What that means,
runway 5 climb and maintain 7,000 feet.
Runway 5? I was taking off runway 5? Oh, okay, to the northeast.
Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey, read back correct.
Let me just check something out.
Contact ground on 121.8.
Option 2. Winds are out, oh boy, 17. Remember, the sim has a tendency to report data of gusts, not sustained. So that means it's gusting to 17. So we're going to be taking off in a hell of a storm here. I mean, there's been worse. It's not a hurricane, but this could be an interesting takeoff roll. If they gave us a good runway that doesn't have a significant crosswind, then it'll be okay. But otherwise, we're going to be rocking and rolling here a little bit. Anyway, I had mentioned that I am now setting the altitude selector at the altitude that ATC told me to do. And the reason I'm doing that, I didn't do it in the TBM. I'm doing it in the longitude because, as I've discovered on the last couple of flights, this plane just flies so fast that it blows right past. If you don't set the altitude selector exactly where they tell you to set it, you're going to blow past it. And then they're going to spend the rest of the flight telling you to descend to the altitude you blew past. When you are in the TBM, you never get to the altitude without them telling you to continue climbing. But unfortunately, we don't have that luck in this airplane. Okay, so we'll finish our startup procedures. We do have the APU at 100% now, and we'll go ahead and start the right engine. Okay, that right engine will start spooling up now. There it goes. We'll finish the rest of our setup procedure. Flight directors on both of those screens. Speed 195. Go over here. NavSource FMS, speed bugs, correct the VY to 195 because that's how it's best in the sim. There's even an argument for making it 205 just based on how this baby climbs, but we'll leave it there. Standard VY on the longitude's 185 in the sim. We'll set our minimums for Albany. Minimums for Albany are 783. Airport elevation at Albany is 285 feet. We'll be landing at runway 28. It's an RNAV approach. My RNAV approaches have been having more luck lately, so winds are out of the west-southwest at Albany right now, or actually just the southwest at 9, so we can expect a crosswind. Okay, right engine's good, left engine now. Make sure that's coming up. There it goes. Look outside, make sure the girl looks okay. Do 1 notch of flaps. That left engine spooling up. Beautiful sound. Man, it's pouring.
Charleston ground Cessna November Tree 43 Bravo Whiskey with uniform ready to taxi IFR.
Okay.
Cessna November Tree 43 Bravo Whiskey taxi to
Well, we're almost ready.
runway 55 taxiway Bravo.
Let's get our left engine fully spooled up first. Okay, get our pitot heat. Actually, I'm going to have all of our icing equipment on.
Short runway 5 using taxiway Bravo Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
Just because this could get messy fast as we climb out. And rather have it on and not need it than need it and not have it, or not be able to access it easily. I think both our engines are good now. That looks fantastic. Altitude selector's done. VS, almost forgot. Don't want to forget. Set it at 3,500 feet for climb out. And we'll kill our APU now. APU gen. All right. It's funny that they pushed us back and now we're just going to go forward again, isn't it? Let's get that column back. And we'll prep for our timer. Okay, I think we look good. This one taxi light. Oh, that's what I almost forgot. All right, friends, let's get out of Charleston. I figured I'd do a part 1 video because we never, I mean, we landed late last night, not late, but we didn't get to see Diddley. Although, as it turns out, it doesn't appear that we're going to see anything today either. Anyway, let's get out of here. Let's see. I'm going to taxi right through this guy who's not moving, and I'm going to taxi right through this truck. Here's a little comedic effect. Watch. I'm taking full advantage of the fact that there's no collision modeling for airport vehicle traffic. Whoops! It's actually kind of cool in as much as it gives you some perspective on just how large this plane is. Oh my gosh, this weather. I was running just on Monday, 2 days ago, in weather that actually looked a lot like this. Okay. Once we get on this taxiway, I'm going to zoom in on our MFD. So I have a better view of where we're going. Holy mackerel, this is terrible weather. Only doing 13 knots right now. Just a quarter mile. Oh, I'm just telling you in advance, this is going to be an interesting takeoff. Wow. This is some rough weather. I'm seeing some flashing that's...
Approaching runway runway 0523.
It's not lightning, I don't think. All right, let's get out of here. Oh gosh. I think we're getting a tailwind. Come on, dude. Why do they assign me to a runway that is completely inappropriate? I would never take off. Why would I be taking off on runway
Charleston
05
Cessna
with
November
a
343
17 knot
Bravo whiskey
tailwind?
and runway 5 ready for takeoff IFR to Albany.
Shit. This is going to be a hot mess. I'm just telling you in advance.
Cessna November 343 Bravo whiskey cleared for takeoff runway 5.
Say a prayer.
Cleared for takeoff runway 5 Cessna November 343
I mean, it
Bravo
doesn't look like anybody's coming, but who could say? Honestly, say a prayer. I'm going to
Approaching runway 05.
keep the brakes on
Entered runway 05. 6,000 feet remaining.
for this takeoff because I want to get up and in the air as quickly as possible with this stupid... Even the rain's coming from the same direction as the wind. Can you see that through the windscreen? Why do they do this? Oh my God, this looks really inviting. Oh my God, what could possibly go wrong? We have a huge, gigantic torrential rainstorm blowing at us from behind. I should be taking off in the opposite direction. What is wrong with the sim? Look at this, guys. Look at this. An 18 knot tailwind. Oh, brother. Can I select a different runway? They must know something I don't. All right. Let me apologize in advance for what I'm virtually certain is going to be a shit takeoff. Let's go. I'm going to keep these brakes on. Spool up. Just try to get as much speed as quickly as possible for this shit show that's about to ensue. Release. Airspeed's alive. We're not getting any airspeed because we got a goddamn 20 knot tailwind. 140, rotate. No stall warning. Gear up, already IMC. Holy mackerel. Autopilot's engaged.
Cessna 3 Bravo whiskey contact Charleston.
Auto throttle's engaged. That actually went a lot better than I thought it would.
119.2 Cessna 3 Bravo whiskey.
A lot better.
Cessna November 343 Bravo whiskey is climbing through 2,500 feet for 7,000 feet.
Generally, you don't take off with an 18 knot tailwind.
43 Bravo whiskey Charleston departure. Continue as planned.
Oh shit, I didn't start my time.
0.05.
Wait a minute. Did I start it? I did start it. Okay, good. Oh my gosh, you guys. Look at this weather. Oh, flaps. Sorry. Look at this. This is some of the heaviest rain I've ever flown in. And definitely the heaviest rain I've flown in the longitude. Can't see diddly. All right, back up front. Landing lights. Switch over to FLC. FLC's not engaging. Stand by. Gonna level out at 7,000 feet. Oh, that's why, because we're within 1,000 feet of our target altitude. Okay, that makes sense. You gonna give me, what did you give me climb instructions? I forgot. No. Okay, up to 21,000. Cessna 3 Whiskey Bravo.
Climb and maintain
Sorry,
flight
3 Bravo
level
Whiskey.
210 Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey.
Alright, so you see FLC, we're at 6,900 feet, we'll set 245 on the FLC. So by setting the altitude selector at the altitude that they told us to do, we didn't blow past it and then end up in a situation where the ATC was telling us to descend to the altitude we blew past. So it is what it is. Looks like the rains are finally stopping.
Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey, contact Indianapolis Center on 127.
Tons of chop. I'm sure it's not coming through on the video, but we are bouncing around. Bouncing around.
Bravo Whiskey.
That was wild taking off in that
Indianapolis
direction.
Center, Cessna November 343 Bravo Whiskey is climbing through 9,000.
I mean, wild. I never would have done it in real life. I would have said, no.
November 343 Bravo Whiskey, Indianapolis Center. Continue as planned. Altimeter 3.
We're above 10,000 now.
05.
Set 310. Going to be flying at 35,000 feet today. Got a huge tailwind already. 66 knots. It's going to get us there quickly. I'm expecting about an hour flight. Maybe a little more. 4 flights showing me 469 nautical miles to the destination. 443 just point to point. So really, I mean, an unbelievable amount of chop. There's an airplane. See if we can see him. 15 nautical mile range on our MFD. 10, 12, there he is.
Southwest 1212 traffic is 6 o'clock, 4 miles, and flight level 320 generic. Report them in sight.
Lot of planes. It's 1:23 Pacific Standard Time, so 3:23 in Charleston, West Virginia. We're headed to Albany. I didn't check what time sunset was in Albany. Albany sunset today is 4:30. So we will be there before sunset. No, we won't. I lied, because we just took off. What did I say it was? 1. Sorry, I'm not good at math. 4. We took off at 4:20, roughly, out of Charleston. Look at all these airplanes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good Lord. Transition altitude. Standardize that.
125.55 for Cessna 3
Anyway,
Bravo Whiskey.
so it's what did I say? 4:20 West Virginia time. Headed to New York. Got an hour flight. So land in New York, in Albany. KALB, Kilo Alpha Lima Bravo, at probably about 5:20. That'd be my guess. Roughly 5:25. So anyway, you can see we are just in the soup. We might have some icing issues, but as I already said, we have our icing equipment on. So that's it for now, friends. Thanks for joining us for our Part 1 takeoff out of Charleston, KCRW, Kilo Charlie Romeo Whiskey, Charleston, West Virginia. Beautiful Charleston, West Virginia. And we'll see you for Part 2 when we get to Albany. Just show you a real quick expectation of our course. There you go, RNAV approach. Oh, hey, look, we're coming right out on top. What do you see? My 310?
Maintain flight level 310 Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey.
Set our altitude selector for 310. We'll start that climb, see if we come on top of these clouds. And
4779 or contact Indianapolis Center on 127.4.
use our FLC, actually. I it easier.
127 decimal
All right.
for Brickyard.
Oh, I'm devastated. We got a little hint of clear skies. Check our weather here real fast. You really overdo this. A lot of weather in front of us. Let's see if we're close to being on top of it. I mean, this is us. Yellow in front of us, red below us, green on top of the yellow, so it is clearing up. But we're not quite there, apparently. I know as soon as I stop recording, it'll be beautiful blue skies, but I can't hold you guys hostage forever. So, as I was saying, thanks for watching our takeoff, startup taxi takeoff departure from Charleston. And like I said, we'll check in, I don't know, 25 minutes from Albany. But again, thanks for watching.